The countdown hit 30 seconds when Sarah Chen realized she was going to die. Her daughter's drawing, stick figures holding hands under a yellow sun, fluttered in the radioactive wind, taped to her rifle stock where it had been for 3 days of hell. Around her, Chicago burned in geometric patterns, the alien fires following mathematical precision that hurt human eyes to follow. Viper 1! Abort mission! Repeat! Abort! Dr. Elena Vasquez's voice crackled through static. I'm reading 12. No, 20 heat signatures converging on your position. Sarah crouched behind melted concrete, the quantum disruptor's weight cutting into her shoulders like a guilty conscience. One shot. That's all she had to sever the neural network linking every cybernetic alien on Earth. Miss, and humanity dies screaming. Negative Phoenix Base, I'm going dark. She killed her comm and sprinted toward the obsidian spire that pierced downtown like a surgical needle. The Zephyrians called it their coordination nexus. She called it target practice. Metal screamed above her head. A scout unit descended, its organic brain floating in mechanical spider legs, synapses firing invisible electric patterns through transparent biofluid. Another broken toy seeks termination, it announced, voice flat as machine code. We calculate 0.003% probability of mission success. Keep calculating, Chrome Dome. Sarah's plasma rifle discharged. The bolt hit the creature's shield, which flickered but held. She rolled as return fire melted the ground where she'd stood. These things were learning too fast. Each encounter taught them more about human tactics. But they still didn't understand human stupidity. Sarah pulled her neural scrambler and smiled. Hey, calculator, what's the square root of this? The device exploded in electromagnetic fury. The alien's shield collapsed, its coordination systems sparking. For exactly 3.7 seconds, its organic brain fought its mechanical body for control. Sarah put 3 plasma bolts through its dome before it could adapt. Score 1 for chaos theory, she muttered, but her satisfaction died as the spire began to glow. Dozens of aircraft emerged from hidden bays, moving in perfect formation, until they weren't. The ships wobbled, scattered, some nearly colliding. Their shared consciousness was fragmenting at the local level. Sarah's comm crackled back to life. Sarah, are you seeing this? The EMP is cascading through their network. I see it, Elena. They're flying like drunk pilots. That's because they're thinking like individuals for the first time in millennia. Their whole civilization is built on shared consciousness. They literally don't know how to be alone in their own heads. Sarah reached the spire's base and jacked the quantum disruptor into an interface port. Elena's virus began uploading, worming through cybernetic pathways like digital cancer. 15 minutes to completion, Elena reported. Can you? The first wave of security drones cut her off. Sarah drew her sidearms, alien energy pistols she'd taken from corpses, and dove behind a support strut. The irony wasn't lost on her, using their own weapons against them. But these drones moved differently now, erratically, individually. Some fired wildly, others hesitated, a few even shot at each other by accident. 10 minutes remaining. Elena's voice carried new urgency. Sarah, something's wrong. I'm detecting massive power fluctuations from the central hive. They're doing something drastic. The ground erupted. A massive commander unit burst through concrete and steel, towering over Sarah with 4 mechanical arms and a partially organic torso. But unlike the smaller units, this one's eyes blazed with fury, genuine organic emotion. You! It pointed all 4 arms at her. You're the chaos variable, the statistical impossibility. Sarah kept her weapons trained on it. Yeah, well, math was never my strong suit. We spent centuries modeling your species, every variable accounted for, but you don't follow the patterns. You shouldn't exist. Funny thing about humans, we specialize in shouldn't. The commander's attack came with mathematical precision, 4 arms moving in calculated arcs. But Sarah didn't dodge with precision. She threw herself sideways in pure panic, landed wrong, rolled badly, and somehow ended up exactly where she needed to be. Her shots went wide, except for one lucky ricochet that struck a power coupling. The commander's left arm sparked and went dead. Impossible! That trajectory was statistically, shut up and die already. Sarah emptied both pistols into its center mass. The creature staggered but kept coming. 5 minutes to upload, Elena announced. Sarah, the power surge is intensifying. I think they're trying to overload their own network to stop the virus. Sarah's blood went cold. If the Zephyrians destroyed their coordination network themselves, they'd take out every major city on Earth in the resulting explosion. A murder-suicide on a planetary scale. The commander grabbed her with its remaining arms, lifting her off the ground. Your chaos ends here, statistical aberration. Actually, Sarah gasped, it's just getting started. She triggered the emergency beacon on her suit. Not a distress call, a rally point. Above them, modified human fighters screamed out of the clouds. But they weren't flying in formation either. They came in chaotic, unpredictable attack patterns that confused the alien targeting systems. Captain Rodriguez's voice boomed across the battlefield. Chaos Squad, light 'em up! The human pilots attacked like madmen. Barrel rolls during strafing runs, impossible maneuvers, shots that shouldn't have connected but did through sheer bloody-minded luck. The aliens' targeting computers couldn't track such irrational behavior. 2 minutes to upload, Elena shouted. But Sarah, if they overload their network... I know. Sarah broke free as the commander staggered under aerial bombardment. She limped back to the spire's interface, blood running down her face. Elena, can you isolate their overload sequence? Already on it. If I can redirect their self-destruct through our virus... Sarah, this is insane. We're talking about channeling the energy of their entire network. Through what? Through me. The words hit Sarah like ice water. Elena wasn't just uploading a virus, she was uploading herself, her consciousness. Her brilliant, irreplaceable mind would become the guiding intelligence that turned the aliens' own network against them. Elena, no. There has to be another way. There isn't. Someone has to be in there to guide the chaos. Someone has to think like a human while operating like a machine. Elena's voice grew soft. Tell my kids I love them. Upload complete, the computer announced. The change was instantaneous. Every Zephyrian unit on the battlefield stopped moving. For a heartbeat, Sarah thought they'd won. Then they all turned to look at her. But instead of the cold, mechanical precision she expected, she saw confusion, fear, the overwhelming terror of minds that had never been truly alone, suddenly cut off from their collective consciousness. What am I? The commander staggered, looking at its hands as if seeing them for the first time. I can't hear the others. Why can't I hear the others? Sarah watched alien aircraft falling from the sky, not from damage, but from pilots who had forgotten how to fly without networked assistance. Ground units wandered in circles, their tactical programming useless without constant updates from the collective. The spire began to collapse, its structural integrity failing as the network that maintained it went dark. But as Sarah ran from the falling debris, she heard something that made her stop. Crying. The commander was sitting in the rubble, its 4 arms wrapped around itself, weeping with very human sobs. Around the battlefield, other aliens were experiencing emotions they'd never felt alone. Fear, confusion, grief. Sarah's comm crackled with Elena's voice, but changed now, carrying harmonics that shouldn't exist. Sarah, can you hear me? I'm in their network. I can see everything. They're not evil. They're just lost. They gave up individual consciousness so long ago they forgot how to be themselves. Elena? Are you still you? I'm me. I'm them. I'm more. And Sarah? Your daughter's drawing, it's beautiful. I can see it through your suit's camera. She drew you coming home, didn't she? Sarah looked down at the stick figure drawing, now torn and blood-stained. Two figures holding hands under a yellow sun. Yeah, she did. Then go home to her. The war's over. The aliens are surrendering. They don't know how to fight without the collective. Most of them are just sitting down and crying. As Sarah walked through the ruins of Chicago, she saw Elena was right. Zephyrian units sat motionless throughout the city, experiencing individual emotion for the first time in millennia. Some were trying to communicate with each other, reaching out hesitantly like children learning to speak. The invasion was over, not through destruction, but through the most human gift of all, the terrifying, beautiful chaos of being truly alone inside your own mind. Sarah reached Phoenix Base as the sun set, painting the sky in colors that followed no mathematical pattern. Dr. Rodriguez met her at the gates, holding a fresh piece of paper. Your daughter drew this while we were waiting, he said, handing her the new picture. She said she had a feeling you'd need it. Sarah looked at the drawing, still stick figures, still holding hands under a yellow sun. But now there were more figures, a whole crowd of them, some that looked suspiciously like aliens with their distinctive 4 arms. At the bottom, in careful 7-year-old handwriting, Mommy teaches everyone to be friends. Sarah smiled, tears mixing with the dust on her face. The aliens had spent centuries calculating humanity's every variable, every pattern, every predictable response. But they'd missed the most important calculation of all. Sometimes the most powerful force in the universe isn't order or chaos. It's the simple human desire to hold hands under a yellow sun and call it home. Elena, she whispered to her comm. Mission accomplished. We didn't just win the war, we taught them how to be human. Elena's voice, now carrying the harmonics of an entire species learning to dream alone, whispered back, Welcome to the chaos, Sarah. It's beautiful here.